How is the altitude of a flying airplane determined? The instrument used to measure the altitude of an airplane is called the altimeter. There are three main types of altimeters. The first is the pressure altimeter. It basically measures the decrease in air pressure as the altitude increases. The second one is the radio altimeter. This is used to measure the time required for a radio pulse to travel from the airplane to the ground and back. The third type measures the altitude by utilizing the effect of atmospheric pressure on the boiling point of a liquid. The pressure altimeter is basically an aneroid barometer. It contains an aneroid capsule made of metallic bellows from which air has been exhausted. The bellows expand or contract as the atmospheric pressure changes. As the atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude, it measures the change in pressure by means of an arrangement of levers and gears. The expansion or contraction of the bellows changes the rotation of pointers relative to a dial as shown in the figure above. A pressure altimeter has to be adjusted to the air pressure on the ground before each flight. It is also adjusted for the variations in atmospheric pressure caused by the weather changes. In a radio altimeter, the radio pulses are sent to the ground. They get ejected from the ground and are picked up by a receiver in the aircraft. The time taken by the radio pulse to travel from the aircraft to the ground and back to the aircraft is measured. Half of this time, when multiplied by the speed of the radio pulse, gives the altitude of the plane. This type altimeters are very accurate. They are used in automatic navigation and in blind landing systems. A similar type of altimeter makes use of the sound waves instead of radio pulses. This is called sonic altimeter. It sends sound waves from the aircraft to the ground which bounce back to the aircraft. The time taken by the sound waves from the aircraft to the ground and back to the aircraft when multiplied with the velocity of sound in air gives double the height of the airplane. Half of this distance is the real altitude of the plane. As mentioned, the third type of altitude measuring device makes use of the effect of atmospheric pressure on the boiling point of a liquid. The instrument known as a hypsometer consists of a cylindrical vessel in which water is boiled. This is surrounded by a jacket through which the water vapor circulates around a thermometer. The higher the altitude, the lower the pressure and consequently lower the temperature at which the liquid boils. The boiling temperature is thus inversely proportional to the altitude. Hence, by measuring the boiling point of the liquid, one can measure the altitude of the airplane. Altimeters are very useful instruments for the guidance and control of the aircrafts.